solo match on H1Z1. You'll see that I had an earlier video. A bunch of my friends and I were just kind of screwing around, having some fun. Here we go. Now, for those of you looking around that haven't started playing this or are on the fence about downloading it, as you can see, it is an open beta, which means there's going to be a few glitches here and there. Most of the glitches that me and a few of my friends have found is that loading in to duos and fives, which just means instead of running by yourself, you're actually running with a team. Sometimes one or two people lag out and not be sent in with the rest of the group, which a lot of times can be remedied by just restarting the app, which I know it's a headache and everything else, but remember, it's only a beta. Now the objective here is just like Fortnite, or for a lot of people might know, PUBG. Now, I'm not going to say this is exactly like PUBG, and I'm not going to say this is at all like Fortnite, because that would be lying. It's got a lot of the same aspects of both, supply crates and everything else. But the thing is it's harder to find the gear. Usually the gear that you find laying around, like right here, you won't have much. It's kind of low end. Which, yes, Fortnite and PUBG had their low end gear and everything else, but this brings the survival aspect into it a lot more versus just being a free-for-all shooter, because you have to really think, okay, this gear isn't the greatest, so I kind of have to stay away from this, and this. And it's a lot harder to get the high-end gear because it only comes in actual airdrops. And instead of the airdrops being completely randomized, you get better gear as the match progresses. The less people there in the match, the higher grade the weaponry is. And as you can see, the map is not as big as PUBG, but it's very, very well done in the aspect of quality. Sorry, hold on a second. Of course, see, someone had found a better weapon. Which, that's how it goes. If you've ever played PUBG, if you've ever played Fortnite, You can make it all the way to the end, or you can die instantly. Um, there is another difference. When you drop in, you start out with absolutely nothing. There is no starting out with some silly pickaxe or starting out with a pistol or anything like that. It's literally you jump right in, bare knuckles, and you fight for any kind of resources. And this game allows a lot of different play styles, and instead of adhering to one kind of play style, whether it be rushing or what have you, as you can see, it's actually glitching out here. Not a lot of people have their clothes on. But back to what I was saying, it doesn't adhere to one play style, or there's no, okay, well, this person's better because the game is more geared towards this or this. It's more about overall finesse and skill when it comes to picking your fights and knowing your equipment and gauging your number of enemies along with your terrain, which I find really enjoyable because of the fact that it takes the aspect of someone just sitting in the corner and shooting you in the head over and over and throws it out of the water. A guy with a pistol can easily take out a guy with an LMG. Now, in this, there is also a safety zone that shrinks as the match goes on. I haven't really studied into the lore that they have going around this game, but based off of a lot of the designs with some of the gear and the quarantine zones and everything, it seems like it's like a zombie apocalypse kind of geared, but don't quote me on that. Now, you'll see a lot of people, oh, let's go to the high ground, or let's stay around the buildings and everything. You gotta really learn how to play any kind of terrain in order to play this. As if you can only play wide open maps where it's all clear all the way around, you can see anything that's around you, then to be honest, this game really isn't for you, because there's a lot of spots that you can hide in and whatnot. But the biggest thing is it's a game of patience. Now, if you're like some people I know, they just want to go full bar right into it, which I did that at first, see what the game was about. Like I said, instantly died. And no, I'm not the greatest of players. But there again, say I rushed right in instead of waiting. And I mean, that's pretty much all that can be said about the game. The quick change menu is a lot like PUBG's. um, except for they don't have a whole thing for equipping different armor pieces and things like PUBG has, and it's it's got the weapon pickup and ammo pickup that's a lot like Fortnite, real world version of it. Um, Another couple aspects is uh, this is a lot like PUBG when it comes to shooting long range. Uh, and I believe Fortnite. I'm not sure how much Fortnite does it, but uh, you do have to arc your shots at longer ranges, even with marksman and sniper rifles. But you have to juggle survival along with marksmanship. And yeah, that's basically what H1Z1 is. It's definitely a fun game. I'll be 100% honest. That's my own opinion. Okay, whatever.